Here we are again in front of our favourite location, Harmacity. And let's just check to see what the latest news is. We'll just go over here and check out what they offer. We offer a range of family, travel, health and seasonal vaccines. Walk in that door and you can get the hepatitis B, the HPV, the meningococcal, the pneumococcal, measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox, shingles, free, whooping-cough, free, flu, free, COVID-19, Pfizer, LP.8.1. You walk through that door, you can get all those jabs. And we wonder if they'll tell you all the possible adverse reactions if you walk through that door. I wonder if they will tell you all the adverse reactions that you could possibly get if you take any of those jabs.
Why aren't we allowed to question vaccines? If I was going to buy a car, surely I'd have some questions. How many miles has it done? Has it had any work done to it? How many previous owners maybe crashed it, since I'm going to be driving it for a few years? But here, we get mandated to take a vaccine, and one of its side effects could be death. Don't you think it's a bit sort of, a bit extreme to mandate something that one of the side effects is death? Don't you think we have a few questions to answer? I've been interviewing people who vaccinated people all over Australia who now no longer want to do it. I interviewed one woman, she vaccinated a whole town until she saw people getting injured and worse. Now she lives on an avocado farm picking avocados. And every morning she gets up and she reads the death notices and she prays to God that no one that she vaccinated is amongst the dead. We're in a little town, Victoria, called Finlay, and the funeral director there came up to talk to me because the town, they'd been the funeral directors in the town for 50 years. And she said in the last 3 years, they'd never buried so many people. They were just burying them all the time. It was like the town was tiny, maybe only 2,000 or 3,000 people, but they were having a 20% excess death. And I asked her, did anyone say, why are all these people dying? But no one ever questions anything, because you're not allowed to question anymore. Questioning is outlawed. You got to trust the science. So let's think of that. Now, usually, if there is a catastrophe, say there's a plane crash or a train crash or an earthquake, the politicians will go, let's keep the families of the fallen in our prayers. We pray to God. But we never prayed to God in this time. No politician came out and mentioned God in the COVID jab time. Instead, what they were sort of selling, if you think back and listen to the subtext of what the marketing was, what they were saying was, God is unleashing a pandemic from a bat's ass, where someone is sticking a popsicle stick up a bat's ass, and that's going to kill the world. And if my job was sticking sticks up bats' asses, I'd probably want to kill the world too. But anyway, so that's what they did. So what they actually said was, God wants to kill us all, but it's okay, we can protect you, we've got a jab. Just take the jab and we'll protect you. And the churches, I was from Melbourne, the churches were all closed, but the vaccination centres were all open. And every morning, the politicians would get on TV and they would conduct mass. Here, look, this person died, this person died. But look, join us, trust the science. Science, remember, science is just a question. That's all it is, a question. Question, question, question. But no, let's trust the science. Just roll up your sleeve and we'll keep you safe from this malignant God who's decided he wants to wipe us all out like he did with Noah. And so we did it. Lots of people did it. And this is why they can't debate it. This is why we can't ask questions, because it wasn't a mental decision. It wasn't even an emotional decision. It was a theological decision. And now we can't question it. If you question it, you're a heretic. This is where we are. Now, we should have the right to question anything that's going into our bodies. What's actually in it? I talked to another inoculator who no longer does it, and she said whenever they got a vaccine in the past, there would be a piece of paper with all the side effects done on it. So if you decided, can you tell me the side effects? They could go, sure, here's the paper, have a look, there's all the side effects, and you can make an informed decision. And that's what we're about, choice. Choice. But the COVID vaccination, their sheet of paper came with nothing on it. Nothing at all. They still don't even really know what's in the bloody thing. And they just told you, no, everyone had to take it. Pregnant women had to take it. And lots of babies have been lost. But they were told it was safe. You get a beer bottle, you look on the side, it recommends you don't drink if you're pregnant. You don't take aspirin if you're pregnant. You don't eat fish if you're pregnant. But a novel vaccine that has just come off the market, sure, shove it in your veins, no problem at all. So they did that. And this is all without questioning. Hey, brother, you going to walk through? Feel free. and so this is it. It's the questioning we need to be able to do. Where was I with that? I got lost by that guy. Pregnancy, stuff like this. And now the other thing, and this is the most insidious thing. This is what becomes of it because we never questioned. Now we have a swathe of people who are injured. The last time I was here, I went to a church and interviewed a priest, a Polish priest, who couldn't do an interview. He had 300 parishioners in this small church. 100 of them were vaccine injured. And they would not talk about it. They wouldn't even go to a doctor because they didn't want to be seen as heretics. They didn't want to be seen as an anti-vaxxer. So they tried to keep their injuries to themselves. Even in England, a politician in England who was standing up for us and questioning, he was told by other politicians that the English politicians will not recognise COVID vaccine injuries for 20 years. That's because they're hoping you'll die before then. But in Australia, they just ignore them. Your brothers and sisters are out there severely injured. They did what the government told them to do, and because they were injured, they are ostracised even worse than the anti-vaxxers. In fact, we have a thing called the Forest of the Fallen, where we plant sticks in the ground, and on the sticks are A4 pieces of paper laminated, which has the vaccine injured story on it. They have a picture of the person and their story on it, and we plant that, the anti-vaxxers. We are the ones supporting the vaccine injured because the rest of the community doesn't want to look. And this is the danger. If you don't want to look, you still can't stop what's coming. The only chance we have is if we ask questions. Because I do not have the truth, but I am searching for the truth. Because what I've realized, darkness despises the light. It fears the light. And the greatest light, the brightest light, is the truth. And that's all we're doing. We're searching for the truth. Because you know, even if you walk past with your head down, hoping you can't hear what I'm saying, you know inside something is really wrong. We are completely broke, and we shouldn't be. We're sitting on all this mineral wealth. Botswana has one resource, diamonds. And if you turn 21 in Botswana, they buy you a house. They send you, if you want to go study, they'll send you anywhere in the world because they use the resource to better the people. But you are leaving your children $1 trillion worth of debt. Why? Because your government has given away our mineral wealth, our gas, overseas. It is very, very clear and simple to see that our current politicians do not care for you and that the corporations are pillaging the land. And the only one that can stop it is you. But if you continue to hide in the apathy of fear, then the future you will give to your children, well, let's just say this, no one will write stories about you. You might be the generation that the generations in the future want to forget ever existed. It's up to you, a choice. You can be the heroes and the architects of the future, or you can be a stain on Australia's page.
Michael, don't go away. Tell us about FOI in New Zealand.
All right, yeah. So we had, thanks. There's an FOI come out from New Zealand. It was Andrew Brigden, a politician, gave it to another journalist, Liz Gunn, and we did a show about it. The FOI was from 2020, before the COVID jabs turned up, before the lockdowns. And in it, the head coroner of New Zealand, this is documented, it's not conspiracy, told the health minister of New Zealand that COVID, you listening to this, was not that dangerous and not that transmissible. So the politicians of New Zealand knew that COVID wasn't that dangerous and not that transmissible before they mandated it, before they coerced everybody to get it. They knew it was unnecessary. Before they banned ivermectin that could cure COVID in a day. Before they banned hydroxychloroquine, I can't believe I got that word out, and they banned that. They knew. And then 11,000 of them gave themselves exemptions so they didn't have to take it, but they still pushed it on the people. And are you saying that if New Zealand did that, our politicians didn't know that? There's a very, very good chance that if you had to take this thing against your will, the people pushing you to do it didn't take it and knew it could hurt you and knew there was no need for it. That's what you're dealing with. You've been betrayed that much. And even though it's been easier to attack us because the government says you can hate us all you want, so it's a cowardly way to get your hate out by hating those questioning it, in actual fact, at some point, you have to realise the politicians, the ones you give all your money, taxpayers' money to, they have deeply betrayed you. And to be honest, some of you may never be the same because of what they forced into your veins.
Michael, before we go on, I want to give you this certificate. So, it's your birthday. When is it?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Happy birthday! All right, so consider this a pre-birthday present, and I'm now going to give you a certificate of bravery. Let me read it to you. Certificate of bravery for the unjabbed. You resisted the hysterical fear. You resisted the gaslighting. You resisted the shaming. You lost your income. You resisted the insults. You resisted the bullying. You resisted the isolation. You resisted the dumb rules. You resisted the censorship. They said, are you a doctor? You stood firm in your convictions. You trusted your own judgment. You paid the price for integrity. You chose courage over comfort, and you held the line for freedom. You are a hero. Michael, well done and well deserved. Thank you again for so much for coming out and speaking to people of Perth and people across Australia today. So just a reminder, Topolini's next Sunday week, so in 8 days' time, up in Warwick, Topolini's restaurant. And some of you know about the T-shirts. I've got a whole bunch of them, and we're giving them away. So haven't got all the sizes, but I'll have a whole suitcase of T-shirts. So if you want to come along to Topolini's, you can grab a T-shirt, and you know what they are, you know what they look like. So hope to see most of you there. And thanks again to Max Freedom for coming out and putting this on camera and getting it out to the people of Australia and across the world. And until next first Saturday of the month is Easter Saturday, we'll be down here at the same place, Forest Place, 11:30, and we'll see you then. Thanks very much.